Science 14, Unit D, Section 12.3, Energy Pathways in an Ecosystem. Alberta's Aboriginal groups were hunter-gatherers. They ate what nature provided, which was wild berries, roots, bison, rabbits, and other game. The European settlers came along and tilled the natural grasslands, planted seeds that they brought with them from Europe, and changed the ecosystem. Ecosystem is a community of living things and their environment, the environment in which they live. It consists of the living components, called the biotic, like biology. So the living components such as plants, animals, and bacteria, as well as the non-living components, the abiotic components, A meaning not biotic. So abiotic components such as rocks, weather, and water. Food chain. Energy and matter pass through an ecosystem by way of food chains. Organisms at the bottom of the food chain are able to make their own food. They're called producers. Plants would be the most notable example of this. Consumers are the next link in the food chain. They are organisms that eat other organisms. So consumers that eat the plants, organisms that eat the plants would be consumers. And energy in an ecosystem normally flows from the producer to the consumer. And then decomposers, they're a very important part of an ecosystem. Waste products, as well as the bodies of dead plants and animals, do not accumulate or get wasted in an ecosystem because of decomposers. They return chemicals to the environment. A food web is a more complete model showing how energy and matter move in an ecosystem. They're more accurate than food chains because they show that organisms can feed on more than one level. Humans, for example, we eat plants and we eat things that eat plants. So an organism can be a primary consumer that eats plants, or in general we'd say that eats the producers. A secondary consumer eats primary consumers, and a tertiary consumer eats secondary consumers. And as humans, we can be at any of these levels. We can eat plants, we can eat cows, and we can eat something that eats cows. But anyway, we could exist at levels of that food web. And that is the end of section 12.3.